Well, a fine good afternoon all. This is Patricia and I am traveling for history. I'm at the Lake Champlain Maritime Museum today. And in case you're wondering, yes, you may take pictures of practically anything you'd like. And I'm filming, that's allowed too. So no special permission to do any of that stuff. This building we're coming upon had been a camp at the Camp Marbury. I have not yet filmed Camp Marbury, but it's on the National Register of Historic Places. So, let's come over and start reading some signage. Look at this magnificent building. You'll be able to see my pictures on Instagram or Facebook at Traveling for History. 1L in Traveling. So this is called the Roost. So the Roost from the past to today. The Roost was one of the buildings located at Camp Marbury on the shore of Lake Champlain, less than a mile from here. A summer camp for girls aged 11 to 17, Camp Marbury provided outdoor recreational activities and a festive camp atmosphere on more than 100 acres of open fields and wooded shores. During its heyday, from the 1920s to the 1940s, hundreds of girls flocked to Camp Marbury, living and playing in its classic Adirondack-style buildings. This building, with its rustic northern white cedar architecture, was known as the Junior Roost and was used as a small assembly hall. It was the perfect setting for theater presentations and storytelling activities. The Roost was moved to the museum in 1994 and is currently the setting for our summer camps and educational programming. How fabulous is that, right? That it's still doing what it started life doing. Wow. And the caption for the photograph underneath, at the bottom there, quote, "From the past to today, two photos fused together, both taken inside the Roost. On the left, Camp Marbury girls, and on the right, a group of winter break campers at the museum." Very cool. All right, so let us venture in. Note that the handrail is a tree branch, a series of tree branches. Maybe I'm a little afraid to put my weight on it, but whew, I may have to. Holy cow, that step is a doozy. Okay, I should note that there are areas of the museum that are not handicapped accessible. And this camp is one of them. Ooh, the floor looks original. It's it's not necessarily spongy, but I don't feel as comfortable walking it. Maybe because it's on those stacked stone. All right, so we can see these different lighthouses on Lake Champlain. And there's the fireplace. My mother, when we lived in New Jersey, she had a stone fireplace installed. Then when we moved to Pennsylvania, that house had a stone fireplace, not only in the living area, but in the basement. So seeing these things reminds me of the past. Imagine that. And then here we have some photographs of girls at Camp Marbury. Let's see, what does this one say? Information for parents concerning Camp Marbury in Vergennes, Vermont. Season 1942. Wow. Directors Mr. and Mrs. Henry Dyke Sleeper, the Mrs. Sleeper. Miss Mary O. Sleeper of Northampton, Mass. Her summer address was Vergennes, Vermont. Special note on this season, and I'm starting here. Let me zoom in, maybe so you can read that. You may just need to enlarge the other photo. While many of the campers are too young to be keenly aware of their duties as civilians in time of war, there will be some classes for older girls leading toward civilian defense work. The campers will also be given opportunities to make scrapbooks, knit, or sew, according to the needs and suggestions of the Junior Red Cross. Tuition, full season $325, half season $190, after camp season $30 a week. $30 is due with the registration of a camper. The remainder is due in equal installments on June 15 and July 15. Reductions. 2% will be deducted from the tuition for campers registering before May 1. 5% is deducted from the tuition when 2 or more sisters are enrolled. Included in the tuition, which is right here. The tuition covers all necessary expenses for the summer. This includes 2 hours or more of riding a week, music lessons if they are desired, trips, craft materials, and laundry. Regular medical care is included, but if an outside doctor is called in on a special visit, his fee is paid by the parent. The camp bank. Parents are asked to make a small deposit in the camp bank to be used as spending money by their daughters. $10 for seniors and $5 for juniors is usually sufficient. This money is checked out by the camper as she needs it to buy stamps, films, writing paper, toilet articles, etc. This is part of the enrollment application, by the way. Look at these girls. Wow. Who doesn't love historic photographs, am I right? Much hardier clothing for what appears to be hiking. And then rowing. And maybe they're learning how to swim. Maybe they're just swimming to have fun. And tennis. These chairs look older. I mean, what do you think? I love the design on the back there, but these definitely look older. So is the table in the center. But I could be wrong about that, but it definitely looks older. Have some boats on here. I like the one made of bark, which is that one right there. And an older style Coca-Cola bottle. What is this? Is this a fire extinguisher? It is a fire extinguisher. Huh. I may have been to one too many historical society museums, and I wouldn't give that up for anything. Ooh, and a tinfoil one. Wow. How cool are these? I apologize for my shadow in these photographs. Can't really get out of it because there are lights everywhere. And now we have the cooking implements, and we see inside the fireplace how they would have been arranged on top of that, well, that burner, really. Sort of like a burner. Another picture in the center. Storyteller Elizabeth Huxley Mazine, 1929, Camp Marbury, Roost. Wondering if this is to open the flue. What do you folks think? So otherwise, you'd have to reach down inside and look up and finagle it that way. Thankfully, I never had to do that, but Mom did. And she wasn't happy about it either. More boats. Ooh, more photographs. This is the map of Camp Marbury. Riding lessons. Well, riding anyway. Probably lessons. Some younger girls. Wow, look at that sailing vessel. A mysterious ending. What happened to Aladdin? Early each summer, the boys launched and rigged the boat, only to hoist it back onto the beach, its winter berth. After 10 years of adventures, the boat was not relaunched in 1939. Aladdin was pulled up on a small cliff near where it was built and was eventually converted into a house with masts and lines still intact. During the summer, boaters would come across the lake to climb on the ship. In the late summer of 1960, Aladdin burned completely. The cause of the fire remains unknown. This undated model of Aladdin, built by an unknown model maker, shows the boat in its heyday. And the model is on loan from Drs. Louis C. and Violet Baker. Fascinating. I love the rustic cabins. I think any one of us knows that if you don't have insulation, it's not just to keep the cold out, it's to keep the heat out too. So I imagine these to be really hot and really cold, depending on when you were here last. Let's see if I can capture this guy completely. Holy cow. That's what's the word? I take back what I said about handicapped accessibility. This building does have a ramp on the back, which is good because that first step was such a doozy coming in. So here's some more information on the Aladdin, which is pictured here. It's this from the summer 1930 photo album, gift of town of Brookhaven, New York, Lake Champlain Maritime Museum collection. The experience on board SS Aladdin was every summer camper's lakeside dream. Aladdin was a full-size ship built over 8 weeks in the summer of 1928 by 7 teenage boys at Camp Dingley Dell. The summer camp was owned by F. Godfrey Baker and Marion Weller Baker and located on the west shore of South Hero Island in the northern part of Lake Champlain. Fully rigged in 1929, Aladdin spent 10 years sailing all over Lake Champlain, as well as up the St. Lawrence River to Montreal and Quebec City, exchanging salutes at every opportunity with lake steamers and boaters passing by. Of course, there was a fair amount of childish mischief as well. I guess this is supposed to be Aladdin. He's holding an Aladdin's lamp. An Aladdin lamp, so kind of funny. Let's see. What else is here? We can definitely see this is where kids do their crafts and all that good stuff. I don't know what they do for crafts here. Note the floor. Oh, and look at this. Wow. I love that. See, the lamps are on tree branches. Wow. Very cool. Huh. They even have a piano. A Steinway piano. Wow. Pianola. What the heck? Is that like a little piano? Alrighty, well, now you've seen this, the Roost, this part of Camp Marbury. This is Patricia, and I'm traveling for history. Until I see you again, I hope you have an absolutely fabulous day. Thanks for coming with me, and I shall see you soon.